In this video, we are going to go through the Disgruntled exercise that is a part of the Digital Forensics and Incident Response module of the SOC Level 1 pathway of TryHackMe. And this is another one of those exercises that essentially all we get is just a series of questions with some kind of a scenario, and then we just got to answer all these questions. So that is pretty much what we're going to be doing today, and hopefully it'll be fun and we'll learn a little bit and get to do some cool exercises. The introduction goes as follows. So it says, "Hey kid, good you're here. Not sure if you've seen the news, but an employee from the IT department of one of our clients, CyberT, got arrested by the police. The guy was running a successful phishing operation as a side gig. Fancy. CyberT wants us to check if this person has done anything malicious to any of their assets. Get set up, grab a cup of coffee, and meet me in the conference room." And so this is our machine. I've already loaded it. If you want to load and connect to it via OpenVPN and SSH to it, this would be the username and password. I wonder if this is a free room. No, this is a subscriber only room. So you would need some kind of a subscription to TryHackMe to be able to do this room. So unless you have access to it, you would probably just follow along in your own version of Linux. We're going to be using a Linux command line machine. There is zero graphic user interface for this exercise, so it's all command line and it should be fun. Okay, so Linux Forensics Overview gives us this nice cheat sheet that has all the commands and locations of the various items that we will most likely be going through today. So for example, system configurations and log files, etc., etc. So we're going to be referring to this document as we go through the rest of the exercise, because it's always good to have a cheat sheet, and it's available for download. I will most likely just download this and I will upload it to my Google Drive, and I will share it with you inside of the description below. So just before I forget, I'm going to make sure I download this thing. There we go. And then from there, you will get access to it via the link in the description below inside of the Google Drive. So let's jump into the actual first exercise that we got here, which is going to be nothing suspicious so far. All right, so we get the machine that the disgruntled IT user last worked on. Check if there's anything that the client needs to be worried about. My advice, look at the privileged commands that were run. That should get you started. So the question is, the user installed a package on the machine. According to the logs, what is the full command? And then what was the present working directory when the previous command was run? The hint tells us to check the sudo execution history. And so if we look at our cheat sheet here, we have two things. We have the bash history that we can look at, and we can look at the authentication logs as well to see what potentially may have happened. Can be read using cat, vim, or any text editor, so on and so forth. So we'll probably just use one of those two to see if we can check anything, really. And the authentication log, so let's go inside of our, why isn't this, there we go. Okay, so let me see if I can zoom in here, and let me just check to see what the preview looks like so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, that should be good, I think. Okay, here we go. So let's see, print working directory. Where are we? We're in the root. We're going to do ls, and I think it's not going to be inside of the snap directory in any way. And let me actually go to the very, very top here. Okay, so instead of running inside the snap directory, what we can do is we can go to the varlog directory, which has all of the logs essentially, including the authentication log. So if we look at the authentication log, so doing cat to actually sort through the authentication log, and then what we want to grep for is install, because basically what we were told here is that so-and-so person installed something, right? So the user installed a package on the machine using elevated privileges. And that's what we're trying to find, is what they actually installed. So the command would be install. So we're going to grep through this, and then we're going to see what they did. And so we have it right here. It's kind of, I feel like it would probably be better if I did this inside of the split screen here. So let's do the show split view, and then we'll just zoom in this way. So that way we can actually see what's going on and get a little bit of a better view this way. So it would be, let's clear this one more time, and then we're going to go from the top. We're going to go to Verilog, although I feel like I should already be in here because I literally went in there. So Verilog, and then we'll do the ls, and we see that we have the authentication log, and so auth log, and then we're going to grep for install, and it's a little bit better because now it's like a shorter or narrow. It's more narrow. So what do we have, right? So this is the command. So it says it right here, command equals user bin apt install docuwiki, and then they were installed, or they were inside of the home cyber folder. So if I go here and just do user bin apt install docuwiki, that's that. That's the first one. And then we got the home cyber directory, and that is that. So very good. So there's the first two answers. So nothing suspicious so far. So let's see if you did anything bad. Okay. Keep going. Our disgruntled IT was supposed to only install a service on this computer, so look for commands that are unrelated to that. So what we have as the question is, which user was created after the package from the previous task? So we're looking for a user creation. A user was then later on given sudo privileges. When was the sudoers file updated? And you want the format of it. And then the script file was opened using the VI text editor. And what is the name of this file? So let's start from the top here. First and foremost, we just want to find out what user was created after the package was from the previous task. And so it would actually, I believe it would still be inside of the auth log. So we can do a cat auth log, and then instead of that gripping for install, we're just going to do, I believe it's add user. Yeah, there we go. So add user is the command that adds a new user inside of Linux, and ITadmin seems to be the name. So let's do ITadmin. There we go. And then the user was then given sudo privileges. Let's see what the hint says. vsudo is called when editing the etc sudoers file. Look for this command. And I actually did look this up just to kind of give you a little bit of a more of a context. So if we look this link up right here, so it says vsudo is a special tool in Unix, Linux for safely updating the etc sudoers file used by the sudo command for providing and managing privileged access. There you go. That's a better zoom in. And so it edits this file right here, the etc sudoers file that has all of the people who have sudo permission. And what you want to do is you want to add somebody to that list. Essentially, that's what vsudo does, right? It adds the person to the list. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for that exact item right there. And it will, again, also be inside of the authentication, the auth log. So again, cat auth log. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look for vsudo. And holy cow. Okay, my dear friends, please do not make the mistake that I made, because I did cat auth log and then I did vsudo without grepping for vsudo. So the system lost its freaking mind and printed a bunch of stuff. I don't even know what. It looked like it was trying to do a bunch of things, and clearly I messed that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear the screen, and we're going to try that one more time, except I am going to actually search for something. So it will be cat auth log, and then I'm going to grep for vsudo. And there we go. Holy moly. So what's the question again? Oh, it says they were given the privileges, and then so what we want is month, day, and an hour, minute, etc., etc. So we're looking at this right here. So we're looking at month, day, and an hour, minute, so on and so forth. That is what we got. So I mean, it doesn't. Cyber I believe, is probably the computer that we're interested in. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to try to copy this one. I wonder if I can right click this. I can't. Let me see if that copied it for me. It did. Okay, there we go. So that is that. So let's hopefully make sure that yeah, our recording is still going. I get paranoid sometimes because I've been traumatized with losing the recording, because sometimes something happens and then the screen stops recording and yada yada yada. So okay, there we go, we got that one. So finally, a script file was opened using the v text editor. And what is the name of that script file? And that can basically be as simple as grepping for v instead of vsudo, but I'm pretty sure it's going to show up. It's going to show us everything else that we got here. So again, it'll be cat auth.log, and then we're going to grep for v, like so. And we got a few commands. So we got video, vsudo, and then we got v right here. So vbomb.sh, and that's literally the only one because this is service. So bomb.sh, that would be it. That does not sound like a good file. That sounds like a dangerous file. So there we go. We got that. And we are making pretty good progress. So next one right here is the bomb has been planted, but where and when has the bomb been planted? That bomb.sh file is a huge red flag. While the file is already incriminating in itself, we need to figure out where it came from and what it contains. The problem is that the file does not exist anymore. So first we need to figure out who obviously executed this command right here. And then we see it right here. So it's this ITadmin person, which was the user that was created when they did the add user. So what we need to do is we need to go to the home directory for that specific user. So it would be user actually, I think. And then from here we have bin local so that can't be it. So let me see, there's a specific location. Okay, here we go. There's this location, and then from here I believe we can go to home, and then there we go, there's ITadmin. So let me clear this up a little bit. And so here is how we got here. So we went to the root directory, which is where you go to by doing that /. So if you do cd that squiggly, which is if you hold shift and you go to, I guess it's right to the left of number 1 on my keyboard. So you hold shift and you press that, it takes you to the main directory for this specific computer that we're on, or this machine that we're on, which would be the snap directory or the home of the snap directory. And then if you go into snap and then you try to find the Amazon yada yada agent, all of these things are irrelevant to what we're trying to do. So what you want to do is you want to go to the actual root home directory, which is the /. So if you do cd /, it'll take you here. And then you see you have all these things. You have the home itself, you have something called root, and then you have a variety of other directories as well. But what we're interested in is home, because that includes all of the users, which is the CyberT user, the ITadmin user that was created, and the Ubuntu user that exists pretty much for every Linux machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go inside of the ITadmin user, and if you do ls, nothing is here. If I do lsla, it will also show me all of the hidden files, which is this bash history, bash logout, so on and so forth. So what I want to do in this particular case is I want to search through the bash history file. Let me just make sure that the recording is still going. Again, I am freaking I am traumatized by this thing. Bash history file is what we are interested in. So we're going to do cat. So let's do lsla, just so you can see there's a dot in front of it, right? So we do cat dot bash history. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get grep for bomb, which is the name of that file. And so there is no such directory. So maybe I can do cat dot bash history like this, and then grep bomb. Nothing of the sort either. So that's interesting. Let's see. I know it's there, so I should be able to look at it. I wonder why I can't see it. Aha. Okay, so that's the problem. So it looks like there is no underscore between these things, but there's actually an underscore here. So we can see this by going to our forensics overview and looking at this file. And let me zoom out of this piece a little bit so you can see what happens here. There is a item right here. So it says bash history, and then you have bash underscore history. So we need to make sure that we actually include that underscore, otherwise it won't work. And I was like, why isn't this working? So that's the That's the piece that I was missing this entire time right here. So this command that actually shows me the output actually has an underscore underneath it. So I'm going to do this one more time just so you can see. So cat bash underscore. See, I just added the underscore, but you can't see it. And actually, you need to put a dot in front of this too. Bash underscore history. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grep for bomb. And there it is. So that's the command itself. And so it shows us the information that we're looking for. So now what was the question? The question was, what is the command used that created the file bomb.sh? And we have 4 commands in this instance that have to do with this shell file. These first 2 commands, they've been repeated, but it's exactly the same command. And this is the command that created the file. So the curl from this IP address on this port / that file, the output was into bomb.sh. So this actually was the command that created the bomb.sh file. So that would be our command right there. Now it says the file was renamed and moved to a different directory. What is the full path of this? And it says the vtext editor can edit and save files to a different location. Check out the history of V by looking at the vim info. So if I do this one more time, and I gotta manually wipe this whole spiel right here. So if we do lsla one more time, that is not it, lsla, we see that we also have something called vim info right here. So if we do cat.vim info, let's see what we can get. And we see a bunch of data here as well. So you have the vim info version, etc., etc., etc. Command line history, newest to oldest. And so we see these pieces right here, and then update, etc., etc. So what I'm looking for is the bomb.sh file and how that has been renamed specifically. So since this has to do with the history of Vim itself, the Vim text editor, you're not going to see much in regards to the actual original file name that you saw, or the original file name that we had, which was the bomb.sh. But what we do see is a series of categories. So you see that there's a search string history, expression history, so on and so forth. So we have something in the command line history, newest to oldest. And the save as portion is what's interesting to me. And then this piece right here is what you use to quit, meaning exit out of the Vim text editor. And I believe this would be the path of the new file itself. So it says it was named to a file, and what is the full path of this now? So if we do bin os update.sh, I wonder if that's it. Yeah, that is it. Okay, cool. So that's the actual new file itself. So it's os update.sh is the name of the bomb.sh file. Now, when was the file moved from the previous question last modified? So when was the file from the previous question last modified? And then we can look at this, the file location, and look at the ls.al command. So we're going to go to bin and then look for the OS update and then see the last modification date of it. So let's go cd bin, and we're going to do ls, and then we see all of these various items right here. And then what we're looking for is the OS update file, which is this piece right here. So we need to do this whole spiel, and it's going to make it a very long list of items. But now what we can do is we can see the data for this, including the last modification date, which is this last column right here. So I'm going to go to the top just so you can see what it actually doesn't show us what the names of these modifications are, but this is the last modification date right here. So we're looking for the month, day, and the hour associated with it. And what I do see is the December 28th, 2022. However, I don't see the hour. So let me see how I can find that information. Okay, so what I have learned from Googling is that this particular view that lists everything does not show the actual time that these items were last used or edited. It just shows us the date. And what we're interested in is the time that is associated with these bad boys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I think should have originally been done. So I'm going to cd to the root directory or our base directory. And then what we can do is we can do lsla, and then we can do the contents of the bin directory. So very similar to what we did when we actually went inside of the bin directory. But in case, or instead of doing that, in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to feed that output of that into our grep command. And what we're going to look for is the osupdate.sh file. And it's going to give it to us. And it still doesn't give me the time that's associated with that edit. That is the piece that I'm kind of missing here. So December 28th is right. I just don't know why, for whatever reason, I can't see the actual time associated with this thing. Yeah, no matter what I do. So now I got to try to figure out how to get the time of this. Interesting. All right, so here's what we got from our friend Gemini. So there's a few different commands that I think we can probably run. So ls with the L option is supposed to show you everything, including the year, month, time, and hour. So maybe because I had A in there that it didn't show it to me. So we'll try that. There's also the stat command. There's also the file command that's supposed to give it to us. And then if we use the touch command, it'll be used to update the modification time. That's not what I'm trying to do. So what I'm trying to find is the actual details of this mother, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what we can find in this regard. So if we do lsl by itself, no A, and then we'll do bin, and then we're going to grep os update, and it still does not give it to us. So if we do the stat command of the bin os update.sh, we get all of this. So let's see what we got. We got device access change modification. So modification time, there we go. I got it. Nice. Okay, so there we go. So that's a good one. 22 12 28 6 29 43 is the modification time or the change time, which is the same exact thing. Access time, all of that. So that is a good one. So what if we do the file command? I'm just curious about that now. Oh, doesn't give me anything. It just says that this is the file type that we got. Okay, so but that's what it is. So December 28th at 6:29 is when it was modified. So we want December 28th at 06:29 is when that was modified. Excellent. Okay, cool. What is the name of the file that will get created when the file from the first question executes? So now what we want to do is we want to just look at the content of this file right here. So let's see, not cache, cat bin os update.sh, and this is what we got. So if yada yada yada, then remove this echo I told you good riddance, da, 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 and it's going to go into the goodbye.txt file. Oh, my talk to text is writing that whole thing. Stop writing, thank you. Okay, goodbye.txt is the name of that file. Cool, we got it. So there we go. And let's actually look at the details of this real quick. So it says last admin s 90 days head num1. If the z of the output, so where's the z? I don't have that. So if the z is output, so output is this, right? Last number of IT admin s is less than 90 days head number 1. I wonder what this is. So let's see what we can do here. Let's actually go and get this piece translated by our friend Gemini. Let's see what that actually means. All right, so here's the script, right? Just in case you don't know what it is. So it says it's designed to check if the user IT admin has logged in within the last 90 days. If the user hasn't logged in, it'll delete the directory of docuwiki and create a text file goodbye.txt with a humorous message. The last N1 IT admin S90 days head 1. This captures the output of the last command and stores it in the variable output. The last N1 IT admin lists the last login for the user IT admin. And if it's less than 90 days, or so It specifies that only logins within the last 90 days should be considered. Takes only the first line of the output, which is typically contains the most recent login information. And if the output, so if check of this output is empty, it means that the user IT admin hasn't logged in within the last 90 days. So it's going to remove this file and directory, and then it's going to write that into the goodbye txt file. So that's basically what that script does. So this is what the disgruntled employee did. He created this freaking file, which is very silly. Okay, let's look at this last question and we will be done. All right, so it says we have a file in a motive. The question is, how will it be executed? And he wants to execute it at some point. So at what time will that be triggered? And so what we're looking for is the cron tab and convert the schedule expression using something like crontab.guru. Okay, so let's first just open up crontab.guru, and there's that. Okay, so now we have the location of this thing, which is going to be in our crontab folder. So crontab is basically what does this stand for? Scheduled tasks, right? They're called cron jobs. So that's where it's located. That's the location of the scheduled tasks inside of Linux, which is cron tab. So it's located inside of the etc directory, and we can just cat it onto the screen, concatenate onto the screen, which would be etc.crontab, like that. We can just do this, and then there's the content of it, and what we're looking for is the update sh file, which is right here. And so this is what it shows you: month, hour, or minute, hour, date of the month, month itself, and date of the week. These are the contents here. So what we're looking for is this. So I'm just going to copy that, and let's see how we can convert it inside of this thing right here. So if I just paste this, it'll say what? It'll say, oh, there we go. It was missing a space. So 08, and then it was missing a space. So it says at 8 o'clock, I guess, is when it's going to detonate. So let's copy this. I don't know. What does it want? They want the hour, minute, AM, PM. So it's going to be 8, and I'm going to say AM because it would typically probably be the like 22 or 23 if it was in PM. So we'll do this. We're going to do 0800 AM. There we go. All right. And that's it. That's all we got. That's all she wrote. And that is the last of this exercise. So we no longer have any questions to answer. So let's read the end here. Thanks to you and me, we now have a good idea of what our disgruntled IT person was planning. We know that he had downloaded a previously prepared script into the machine because he got it from another IP address. He downloaded it, which will delete all the files of the installed service if the user has not logged into the machine in the last 30 days. A textbook example of a logic bomb, that's for sure. Look at you. Look at you. Second day on the job and you already solved 2 cases for me. Tell Sophie I told to give you a raise. Yeah, right. I hope. Shoot. There we go. We are done officially. That is it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's it. We're finished. We're done. All right. If you found this video useful, I do encourage you to go check out the rest of the channel. There's a lot of great content that's already on here, and there's a lot of great content that is scheduled to come out regularly, and I think you'll find a lot of useful stuff. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out. And of course, drop a comment. So if you haven't already checked out the comment section, it is a very live environment, and there's a lot of people that ask a lot of questions, and I do respond to all of the comments and the questions coming, even the haters, right? So it's like, I will even respond to the trolls and the haters. But I hope you are not that person, and I hope you actually have something nice to say. And if you have a question, drop your question in the comment section, and I'll go ahead and respond to you. And if it's a really good question, I will make a video in response to your question, and then we'll give you a shout out and make sure that you actually get some notoriety, so to speak. But it'll be useful for the rest of the community as well. So not only will you get your question answered, but it'll actually be helpful to the rest of the community. So definitely make sure you drop a comment, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and drop a comment so that I know where you're at, so that you get notified the next time that a video comes out. And also, I would be remiss if I did not introduce or remind you of the Hackaholics Anonymous membership community. This is the premier YouTube community for cybersecurity, security analysis, pen testing, ethical hacking, and I give away good downloads at the end of every month, which is Python automations and specific manuals and things like that that are designed just for the community members. If you're an agent and above, right? If you just want to be a supporter, then I am eternally grateful for you as well. I consider all of the supporters to be absolutely amazing, and I am very, very grateful for your support. But if you just want to get all the extra perks, and if you want to join one of the advanced tiers, there's a lot of stuff that's available to you as well. Of course, we also have the live streams at the end of the month, and we also have the Discord chats where you get access to me directly and we shoot back and forth, and there's a lot of great stuff as well. So I do recommend that you check out the Hackaholics Anonymous membership community, because this is my baby. I've spent a lot of time and energy developing it, and I continue to spend a lot of time and energy developing it, and I think you will get a lot out of it. So you'll have to be the judge for that for yourself. So if you don't want to watch the 14-minute video that's here, which isn't really that long of a video, you can just click on the read more button that's like right there, and it'll open it up in a new window. You go to the description and it outlines everything for you as far as what you would get and all the perks for each of the different levels. So I hope to see you in the Hackaholics Anonymous community. If not, I hope to see you inside of the Hank Hackerson community, I guess, and inside the comment section. Would love to hear from you, and I look forward to hearing from you in Discord as well. It's your boy Hank Hackerson at Hank Hacks Hackers, your favorite network and system attacker / protector. Love, peace, and chicken grease. If no one else loves you, Hank loves you, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.